Hello, everybody. My name is Petrus Engelbrecht. I'm with Sotheby's International Realty. And today I'm talking to Brent Lowe, a very good friend of mine. He's a scale coach for founder CEOs, and he's also the author of Reinventing Scale Ups. Hello, Brent. How are you?
I'm doing great, Beatrice. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're certainly finding ourselves in uncharted waters at the moment. Life has changed as we know it over the last few weeks. Things are changing rapidly, actually, and still changing. Can I ask you, Brent, how are you guys doing there? What, if I may ask, what do you do for a living, and what was your year looking like before COVID-19, and what is it? What's happening at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. So I do three main things in my business. I'm a coach for founder CEOs, which involves a lot of one-on-one conversations. I'm a facilitator, which normally has me in rooms full of people helping facilitate, coordinate really good conversations. And then I also help organizations build the operating systems and philosophies that help them run. And I tend to have some pretty progressive approaches to that. So now that COVID has come along, there's definitely been some shifts.
Yeah.
Some founder CEOs have had to step back on their coaching, and others are leaning in even more and asking to talk more. Facilitation has moved all online, as you would expect, but it's
Absolutely.
continuing. So I, in the last week, have facilitated 5 days, 5 full days of meetings, all remote. So it's leading me to hone my skills on how to keep a group engaged for 2 full days back to
Yes.
back, and so far that's going okay. And then with the organizations and operating systems, that work's continuing. It's just shifting a little bit. There's for the type of progressive work that I do, there's more demand than ever
Yes.
because, with people being remote and, the old management style of being able to watch over people's shoulders doesn't
Mm,
work. So
yes.
what are the progressive ways that people are doing that? So have slowed a little bit. I would say all of my clients in one way or another are focused on survival. Some
Yes.
are well into survival mode, and others they're not there. They're being very proactive. Um,
Mm. And would that be a
as
function of
opposed
the
to
type of industry that they are in? And in other words, there would be, I suppose, some industries in this crisis that would actually get close to thriving at the moment, and there would be some that are obviously not as necessary and would not be. That would be on the opposite side of the scale. So, do you have a spread of clients, and they fit into those molds?
I do. I'd add another spectrum to that. But first, to talk about this spectrum, I do have some clients who their business has been in travel, tourism, events,
Mm.
and of course, that industry has just come to a complete halt.
Mm.
I have others that require on-site presence, and some things they can do off-site. So they're able to adjust. Um, and then there are some that are thriving right now. So
Yes.
there is a spectrum. The the other spectrum, though, I would say, is how founders are reacting. We all have our own
Mm.
personality profiles,
Yeah.
and it tends to be in times of stress that we double down on those profiles.
Aha.
And so I have some clients who tend to be a little bit more, let's say, realistic. Some might say pessimistic,
Yes.
and so they double down on that, and they're being very risk adverse.
Yes.
And then I have others who are very optimistic all the time, and so they're seeing opportunity everywhere that they turn.
Yes.
And there's nothing right or wrong about any of the profiles. It's just who we are, and
Yes.
that does impact how leaders are leading within their respective businesses.
That's very interesting. I mean, I suppose everybody knows that within every crisis there are opportunities. I think just your moral compass is also important at this stage, because you don't want to seem opportunistic, but you do, if that's your personality to see opportunities, then that's it. You can't do anything about it. So, in helping others, I suppose you can um, help your company, I suppose. It's the challenge for me personally is I don't want to come across as opportunistic. I want to help people, and certainly as this goes on and the longer it drags on without any resolution, there would be unfortunately more and more people that would need help and guidance through this process. I sincerely hope we don't get the vultures, but I can already see some of that circling, and it's just unfortunate. But I suppose one just has to make sure that in my specific instance that my clients are protected and that I can give them the very best advice that I can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very fortunate. The clients that I work with, the ones that are optimistic, are the ones that are really, they are seeing all sorts of opportunity to be helpful.
Yes.
And this is the time to be helpful.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And tell me, at home, what are you guys doing to keep busy? Knowing you, I think you can tell me if I'm wrong. You've got some kind of structure to your day, and you're trying to get the family to. That's a challenge, right? To get everybody under the one roof to get into some kind of structure every day is a challenge. I think from today, if I'm not mistaken, we have an official school starting again online for the children of the Halton District School Board. So at least we've got that. But what do you do every day to get some structure to your day at home?
We tend to be a structured family most of the time, so our structure is continuing. So both Sharon, my wife, and I are continuing to work pretty much regular business hours. The kids they received their emails this morning, so they're both busy doing their schoolwork now. We've given them windows during the day when they can and cannot use technology for entertainment purposes, so that helps to focus their schoolwork.
Yes.
And now getting outside, trying to get outside at least once a day, get some fresh air and some exercise. So we've all of us are doing some type of exercise. And I know I've been watching your family on Instagram, and there's lots of exercise going on in your backyard too.
Yes, no, for sure. And I think the helpful thing is that my children have aspirations of getting onto the rugby field if and when all of this blows over, and they want to get back onto the field in the best shape of their lives. So just me doing a little bit of what they do every day keeps me busy. They did some spike ball yesterday in the backyard, and I was invited in because you need 4 people. So normally Dad would be not invited, but now they needed me. See, so I was playing some spike ball, which is pretty cool. It's a nice, fun way to get some blood flowing. So that's very nice. Well, thank you very much, Brent. I really appreciate your time today, and it's been nice having some insight into what you are doing at the moment. And for all those CEOs out there, if you need guidance, I'm sure Brent will be ready to help. And say hello to the family there for me.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.